let's talk about volume profiles. You have 4 beautiful volume profiles to select from on TradingView. They're all right here. You can click this question mark icon to quickly learn about them. Remember that. You can read about them right here. This video is also going to help you better understand them. One other tip, if you search volume profile, you will see more volume profiles coded by traders just like you. Here are the users. They've coded these themselves. They're just like you. And what's really cool is they may have adjusted the volume profile to better fit their needs. And you can see the source code for these volume profiles. You can read more about them. It's all right here in the public library. Just search volume profile and you're off. Now let's dive into these volume profiles, the built-in ones, the ones that are built directly into the TradingView platform. You see them right here. They're fast, they're fluid, they adjust quickly, and we're just going to dive in and do some advanced topics. So first things first, go to your volume profile settings and you'll see all of these options available to you. We're going to go through each of them in this video to better help you understand exactly what's going on with this. So let's go to style to start. Style is obviously how you're going to adjust what's shown on the chart. Its look, its feel, the color, the data points that are showing. Let's talk about the point of control. First thing we're going to talk about, the point of control. See this box that we are checking and unchecking, and you see it hiding and then reappearing? That is the POC, the point of control. Let's really make this obvious, by the way, so you just cannot miss the point of control. There it is. This is the point of control. The point of control is the point on the chart where the most trading volume happened. We have some, there we go, just delete those dots we had. So the point of control is where the most trading volume happened. So on this chart, see this chart that we're looking at, this whole area? Well, let's find out, where did the most trading volume happen on this chart? What price level? You see it's here. $49, about $49. That's this giant bar. This bar tells you how much trading volume occurred at this price level. And then the point of control draws a line through it. That's this line. And it's telling you, hey, this is the area where the most trading volume has occurred. So, you know, this is interesting to you. You could use this point of control to make, maybe more informed decisions. So the point being is, this point of control now is a level that you want to keep in mind. That's where everyone was trading, going back over this time frame. If we really zoom out, you'll see it really changes. And so what could you do with this? Well, some people like to use the point of control actually as a trading region. Why? Well, because to them it says that is liquidity. They see a lot of liquidity here. Look how much volume there was. So if they might just sit around and wait until price comes back to there. Now that's not always the case. Sometimes price just takes off and the point of control may never be seen again. But just knowing what the point of control means and how to look at it can potentially save you a headache, because it will give you that extra level of information that most other people don't see. Because if we look at this chart now, let's set it to 3 months actually. So if we look at this chart, let's go to 1 month because we want to go, all right, 5 days. How about, there we go, perfect. So now what we're going to do is, in this example, that's why we changed it up really quick, is we want to see where the trading volume has happened over the last 5 days. And guess what? We see that over the last 5 days, the most volume has occurred at about $67 per share. So let's say we're really interested in buying this stock. Well, here's a question for you. Are you going to just rush in and buy it now that you know this information, that the most trading volume occurred here? Or will you potentially wait and just have a little more patience and maybe try to buy if price ever returns into this area? Or is it a bullish example where, you know what, if you look, price bounced here, it almost bounced here, and maybe it's gone off to the races and you believe that the bulls have won and this thing is going to soar. So that point of control just tells you, here's where the most trading volume happened over a specific time frame. This is the price level. So this is $67. It shows you the price right there. And now you know that's where the most trading volume occurred. Okay, we hope that helped. Let's keep diving in. We're going to dive into some more volume profile basics. So double click, open up our menu. We can check this box to show the values. Why would we show the values? Because now you can actually see the amount of volume coming through. This is huge if you really follow a company that you like and want to learn more about, or it could be a crypto or even a Forex pair. The point is this is how you can really get to know it well, because now you know the actual numbers behind the trading volume, and it will just help you spot maybe more irregularities, because that's sometimes the name of the game. Can you spot these irregularities? We're going to hide that for now because it does add a complexity to the chart, and we hope we explained it well enough to where you would know if you need this or not. Okay, next up, width, percentage of the box. What the heck does that mean? We're going to quickly show you. Let's say we changed this to 500, so 500%. You see now the volume profiles are flying across the chart. That's what this means. This width is going to take up a certain percentage on the chart. So if we go to 10%, it makes them, 10% of the chart. It shrinks the entire volume profile. If we make this 70%, you can see now it's a little bigger. It's sort of flying out into the chart. So hopefully you get the idea. That's what this means. Width means how much of the chart do you want these volume profiles to take up, and we'll just show you. So now you see we're just changing the size of it. The values are not changing. That's really important. The values are not changing. All that's changing is the look, the feel of it, the size, the scale. So let's for now keep this at 20% actually. Placement, you can add your volume profiles to the left or to the right, totally up to you. Let's keep it on the right for now, as that's pretty standard. Okay, now what we're going to do before we get into this up volume, down volume, value area up, value area down, we're going to go to inputs. This is where things get important on inputs. So inputs are the numbers behind this volume profile. This is how it's calculated, how you want to see it, and how you want to study price. Pay attention to this. This says value area 70. What this is really saying is how much, what percentage of the total trading volume do you want to see highlighted? You see how some of the volume profiles shaded really lightly? That's this number right here. It's because it falls outside of the 70%. This is where most of the trading volume occurred. As an example, if we change this to 100, every single volume profile bar now is colored. There's no fade anymore. It's because now we're saying the value area volume is 100. We want to see all the value areas. If we change this to 20, see that? Now it's just shown as 20% of the volume occurred right here at this price level. If we change it to 10, it's going to do the same thing, obviously. 50. So you see how they're starting to get colored? It's because they're showing us here's where the most volume happened. And of course, if you go to 100, this just means show us where all the volume happened. And now every single volume profile bar is colored. For the sake of this video, let's do something unique and go to 20. Let's only look at where the most trading volume occurred, and it will make this video easier to understand. Why does this matter? It's for you. It's a visual cue. You see the point of control, but you also see the bar next to it that is a part of that 20. This is where the majority of volume happened. We only want to see this amount of volume on the chart. Where did the majority of it happen? Show us that. So let's go back to our volume profile settings. And one other really important note here is volume. So up, down, total. So what does that mean? Okay, up, down is, you see how this is blue and yellow? That's because this is separating by how much of the trading activity was down volume and how much of it was up volume. Now, down volume and up volume is based on whether there was trading volume when the bar was going down, so when the trading was actually going down, or when it was going up and ticking higher. So if we go to total, now we're removing that equation. We just want to see total volume. Some people prefer to see total volume. Why do they prefer to see total volume? That's true because total volume is going to show you just a simple number of here's how many shares were traded at this price level. So down volume, up volume does not matter. But for the sake of this video, we're going to turn on up and down volume so that we can show you the style options. So now we hope that you have a much better understanding of inputs and of style and how you can use them to study price action more closely. Okay, now let's go to style. And now that we've shown you the up and down volume or total, now that we've shown you the value area, which is these colors here, we can now show you how these styles make a difference. So up volume, this is going to be the up volume outside of the value area. So watch this. Let's change this to a color you can't miss. It's up, so let's do a really dark green. So if you look closely, what's happened? This is the up volume outside of the value area. Because remember, this is the value area. This is the area where most of the trading volume occurred, which we defined as 20. And what we mean by that is right here, value area 20. So you see that now the up volume outside of this region now has a distinctly different color. The down volume, let's change this to a really dark red. And now this is a really dark red. The point is now the down volume outside of this value area, so where most of the trading volume occurred, here it is now red. So now the value area up and value area down, well, now we have this selected, and watch what happens when we change these colors. Let's just say to blue. Let's make this really dark. And then let's change this, say, to purple. Let's make this really dark. So this is, look, the colors we're using in this example, it's an example to teach you how to use this, are, a little, not many people would use these colors. They're slightly confusing. But the point is we're just trying to show you that this is what each of these options mean to you and how you can customize the chart. So we've made these really distinct colors because they know they fall within our value area volume of 20. And watch these all change colors now as we change this. Because now our new value area is this region here. And if we go back to our volume profile settings and change this to 75, you can start to see how it's starting to, spread out. Of course, if we go to 100, this is the whole value area. Let's go back to 20 for the sake of this video. So now you see this is the value area. This is where most of the trading volume is occurring, and it's the area. That's also one really important point about this is it's called area because it's going to show you the area of this chart where the trading volume is occurring. It's not going to show you, say, each candle. So it's not going to color this one and this one and, this one. It's not going to color different candles based on their volume. It's going to show you the broad area where all the trading volume is happening. And that's why it's called value area. And that's why if we click 50 here, it takes this whole area. It doesn't just suddenly go down here and show different bars scattered. It's showing you the area. And why is that important? It's important because you want to know what area in general is attracting the most trading volume, and you can use, that can provide a lot of information for what you want to study. For example, now this area, when it hits here, you're starting to enter that value area. And if you want, you can even set an alert in this area. So one really cool tactic might be you define your value area, you say place a trend line through the chart, right click on it, add an alert, and now this would be entering value area, create. And now we've created an alert. See, here's our alert icon, and it just is going to notify us that we've entered the value area. Let's delete this alert for now. All right, let's keep diving in. So now that we've shown you how each volume profile is constructed, what these mean, how you can use them, let's dive into the point of control, the developing point of control, and the developing value area. But first, I want to change the color codes of this so it's not as confusing. So our up volume outside of the value area, we're going to go back to blue. Our down volume outside of the value area, we're going to go back to yellow. So remember, this is our value area. All right, let's go value area up. And let's change this. Blue is actually good for this. Let's change this back to yellow. But maybe a slightly more orange yellow to stand out. Let's see. Perfect. So there you have it. And one final point, because people do get confused with these up volume, down volume, value area up, value area down. They all mean the same thing. Here's up volume. This is value area up, but it's still up volume. Here's down volume. Here's value area down, but it's still down volume. The difference is that you're color coding it based on the value area. Where is the most trading volume happening as defined by you in the inputs in the value area volume? Once again, you see how fast it changes. So you can change this sensitivity. You're getting a better feel for, here we go, we're entering this important zone. I should start to take notice of the chart. Okay, let's dive into the developing point of control and the developing value area. For the sake of this part, we're going to hide the point of control, which we already told you about, and now add the developing point of control. What the heck is the developing point of control? The developing point of control is just showing you how the point of control has changed, how it's developed over time. That's what this is showing you. So let's go to settings now and add the point of control. So this point of control right now is telling us something important. It's telling us that over this time frame, the area where the most trading volume happened is about $50.20. The developing point of control is telling us, well, it wasn't always like that. It has changed over time, and here's how it has changed. So you can kind of see how it's changed. The point of control was once around here. It went up. It stayed strong at this level. You get the idea. So we can follow it through its, through its development phase, how trading has affected the point of control to get to where it is right now, which is this level here. So that's the developing point of control. You're learning about the point of control's history, where it came from, how it's moved, and how it's adjusted, and ultimately then at this point here, where this now is the point of control. Let's go back to our settings and dive into one more area, one more section. This is the developing value area. Let's hide the developing point of control and the point of control. Make these lines a little easier to see. There we go. So the developing value area, same thing as the developing point of control, but this time, you guessed it, it's for your value area. We'll make these colors really pop again so you cannot forget that this is the value area. So this is the value area right here. And now what you see here is this is the developing value area. So where these levels have come from. So in this very moment, the value area is here. That's what this is at this very moment. But it wasn't always like that. It's developed over time. And that's what the developing value area is telling us. Here's where it's come from and how it's evolved. And it makes perfect sense because if you look closely, look how much volume was happening right around these price levels several months ago on this chart. So we can see how it's developed. See all this? This is the developing value area. It's where the most trading volume was over time, how it's moved, and how now we found ourselves right here. So why would you use this? Well, you can use this to get a better feel for price and how it's changed over time, how trading volume has changed over time, and you can compare and contrast. You can compare and contrast price to these levels. And what you can start to say is, well, I know that there is a fairly big point of control right here at 53. I also know that if this point of control does not hold, if it turns out that this is a bearish area, well, you guessed it. Look back at your developing value area and check this out. Look at these price levels, and in a prior time, this value area was really the main region. So you can start to use this to sort of look for these liquidity zones. And that's one really important thing that we're going to end on about all of this. Volume profiles are looking for liquidity, best execution, less slippage. You want to know where all the trading volume is happening so you can get the best execution, figure out where the bears and the bulls are fighting, and dive in from there. Okay, we hope that this video helped. Looks like we did about a 20-minute review. Thank you for watching, and please leave any comments or questions in the comment section.